Oh, it's a great result. But what a great game too.
Spectacular game. You know, I can't tell people unless you were here that when I stood in that tunnel and I gazed out at the FENIX Trophy sat on top of the plinth, and then heard the noise from both sets of fans in the SMRE and the Maidstone paddock. It was special. And I don't know what it was about tonight, but it felt more special than last year, even though we won it last year. But tonight felt European under the lights with two sets of fans having a really good time on the terraces, two really good footballing sides. You know, let's not discredit Beveren. They should have scored at 0-0. They should have scored at 1-0. They scored at 2-0. And they made a real game of it. And they've got some good players in there. So, you know, and that's no disrespect to anyone we played last season. You know, no manager wants to go put 10 past the team or 6 past the team. You want it to be competitive when it can be. They were competitive tonight, and it shows that the competition's gone from strength to strength, and we had to be at our best, which we wasn't for the first 20 minutes. But I thought over the course of the play, some of the goals we scored, in particular the fourth one. The fourth one was what we work on the training ground, and that was super special to the management team.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about the atmosphere, I mean, I think a team like Beveren, their pedigree, I mean, they've won the Belgian Championship twice. I mean, they have been at the very pinnacle of their country's thing. And you could just tell there was that bit of more of an atmosphere.
Special. The pitch was incredible. You know, work Andy's done and his sons to get it right. The rain today, the rainfall during the game, the lights being on, the yellow and blue, the red and white. It was, you know, as a manager, you just stood there and you're just lapping it up. And, you know, people have turned their nose with this competition a little bit last season. But I think, you know, I scoff at that because you've seen the people here tonight. You've seen the fan base that have come out. The atmosphere is probably as good as I've heard us all season. Everyone really got behind it, so I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. You know, this competition is going to go from strength to strength, and I'm super proud to manage this club on a day-to-day basis. I'm really proud when we're in Europe, and you know, you can say that we're in Europe, and you know, people are here tonight. You know, managers of other sides, players who weren't playing tonight of other sides, fans of both sets of teams. Just had a brilliant night, and yeah, really proud.
Yeah, I mean the Belgian contingent came along and made a great spectacle of it. Our fans obviously really got into the atmosphere, really sort of like came off the terraces there. 800 paying to get in, and I think I'm pretty sure I'm saying it's one of our highest streaming sort of audiences. We had 400 watching at home.
I mean, you've got to pinch yourself to believe that. I mean, the piece that was done on BBC Sport last week, and that got people talking. You know, the amount of messages that I got off different managers or friends, etc., saying, "Wow, this, you know," so there's growth of it last year, the birth of it last year. Competition's growing; it will grow again next year. But tonight, seeing the fans come out, like you said, pay, and it's, you know, it just makes you so proud. You know, people have really bought into this competition, and I'm hoping that when we play the return leg in Belgium, people have got enough money to come and see it away, and same with Valencia, and same with the final, because you know we were fortunate enough to be there last year, and I'd love to take another travelling army over Europe and, you know, win that competition again, because it was super special, you know, and it is a welcome distraction from the league. It's not a hindrance, what people say. It's a welcome distraction, and, you know, it's better than training, you know, much better than training. And there's only one fixture in our league tonight, and that's why lots of people were down watching us. You know, it's a really good competition, and, you know, I just want to say, you know, well done to both sets of players tonight. I thought they gave a really good account of themselves, and, you know, for me, the winning manager, I'm happy. But they'll do well this season, Beveren, and we look forward to the return leg.
I mean, turning to the game itself, I mean, you're right, basically 0-0. That lad basically came in off that left wing, and it took Lavercombe to be at his absolute best to stop that one-on-one, didn't it?
I don't think we got going for 20 minutes. I think whether or not we didn't anticipate that we were going to be as good as it was, even though we showed them the footage, we prepared for it. Whether or not key lads were a little bit tired from Saturday, whether or not new lads were coming back in who haven't played a lot of minutes, took a bit of time to get going. But we certainly knew after, you know, 10, 15 minutes we were in a game, and then you started to see us move the ball and rotate and get on our passages, and then Regan scores a wonder goal. Donners isn't going to be outdone, and he smashes one in the top corner. They hit back. Unbelievable piece of play for the penalty, and Chaz puts it through the middle of the net. And then the fourth goal, like I said in the interview, that is manager's dream. The way we play, you know, playing from right to left, left to right, changing it, moving balls in one touch, getting the fullbacks down the line in Griff, delivers the ball. You know, great finish from Dante, and you know that's how easy it is. Although it doesn't always happen like that, but it's certainly nice when it does, because, like I said, on Saturday you watch training and you see that's what we work on, and it's really special when it comes off.
Yeah, and obviously you gave a great opportunity to some of the players who basically looking for more game time. So like Guy Hall, Jan at the back, they acquitted themselves well, didn't they?
Brilliant, you know, and I think the key thing for me this season is we've got a small squad, 19, 20 when Vincent returns, and I've promised the lads that they'll all play a part of it. We're not looking to, you know, over-recruit. These lads can play in any fixture, league fixture, Manchester Cup, FA Cup, FA Trophy, FENIX, and I've got to be true to my word. And you lose respect as a manager if you don't do that. So likes of Guy and Jan, who haven't had as many minutes as they wanted, have come in, played in the Manchester Cup, done well, played in Europe. They can say that they've done that. Donna's returning from injury, he's got another 60. Wollerton's returning, he's got 90. Griff returning, who's got 40 minutes. So it's all coming together nicely. And for me, you've just got to trust the players. And on Saturday, I'll trust another group. And on Tuesday, it'll change again against Wythenshawe. And they all bought into it. And that's why we're so close now. And that's why, we're moving into November, December. All right, we moved on some of the signings that didn't work in the summer. But that majority of that squad have been together now. And they've bought into everything that we want to achieve. And they don't want to go anywhere. And people could try and wrestle them off us with a little bit more money, but they're onto something special, and that's why the trust is there and they bought into it, and I'm super proud of them.
Yeah. Also, I mean, got to say, Dante nearly scored an absolute world with that volley.
The volley off the post.
Just off the post. It was so, because I think it had so much pace, it just went straight across the goal.
He's a special talent as well. Yeah. He didn't have his best game on Saturday, he knows that, but he's finding his feet, he's finding his level. Tricky winger who can glide over the grass. You've got Gribbin who can do the same. You've got Donny who can do the same. You've got Wollerton. You've got so many options now, and we're returning to a full squad. And I'm hoping that the more we play together now, we can be injury free. Then we can keep doing this. But we try and bring really good players to the club. You've seen that with Dante. You've seen the spectacular effort that cannons off the bottom of the post. You see it with Gribbin. You see it with Potts Cup return to the club, and it's good. As a manager, it's really good. So there's a bit of the hoodoo around the ground about Saturdays. Coming in on a Saturday, we won't prepare any differently. We'll do the same things in training. Team talks will be similar. The team will change slightly. But trust me, these lads will, play against games for Saturday and want to win. They'll really want to win. So hopefully, we can take this really positive performance. I think that's 1 defeat in 12 now. Take the positive performance. Pick bits out of it. Watch a game again tomorrow and get ready for Saturday.